Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina and I'm a curl specialist out in the New York City area. And in today's video, I'll be doing a full head of curly highlights. So in this clip, what I'm doing is I'm pre-sectioning the sections that I have already sectioned. It's super important to pre-section each section because you want to keep everything really clean. And as you're going in with lightener, you want to make sure everything flows really well. So this client here, just a little bit of background story. She does have color in her hair already. She has actually something called high lift color because she had virgin hair. And high lift color does lighten the hair to a certain extent. But if you want to get even lighter, then you have to go in with lightener, aka bleach. She has relatively healthy hair, and so we want to get her from this brownish color to a nice caramel color. I'm going to go in with 20 volume, nice and low and slow. You never want to go higher than 20 volume. At least for me, I feel comfortable at 20, and I rather allow that to sit and process over a longer period of time than to rush it, and then that can lead to curls being damaged. So we definitely don't want to do that. Integrity of the curl is everything. Her curl pattern is about a true 3B, and it is very, very dense. She was blessed with at least 3 heads of hair, which is great. And so she's a great candidate to go lighter. And eventually, after this, we'll go in with another session and go even lighter. So I want you guys to enjoy while you see the process. So this method is called the Pintura method. And I am literally taking every curl or the curls that I want to paint on, and I'm painting for the curl. So the reason why this is different than a traditional head of highlights is because A, it's open air, so you'll see that I'm not encapsulating it in any type of foil, and I'm painting it towards the curl. So as a whole, I'm looking at her hair, her curls, seeing which curl would pop, which curl do I think would be the most defined, the most dimension, and that's how I'm going in and coloring the head of hair. So as I'm painting on the curls, you will notice that I'm not going up to the root, and that's on purpose. This client wanted a more lived-in feeling, and so what that means is that I'm not going up to the root, because if you paint up to the root, it could be a little bit more harsh as it grows out. And when you go slightly lower than the root, as it grows out, you're not really needing to come into the salon every 3 to 4 months. You can stretch it to once every 6 to 7 months. And so if you are someone that doesn't like a lot of maintenance, then I would say to tell your stylist to give you a more lived-in feel rather than something right up to the root, which has more maintenance to it. After highlighting her whole head of hair, I allowed that to sit for about 30 minutes, 15 underneath a heat lamp and 15 out in open air. Now I'm going through and I'm removing the barriers in between her hair, making sure that that is removed before we go in and we shampoo everything out. So the first cleanse I'm going in with is a purple shampoo by the brand Beauty, which is an in-house organic brand that we use at my salon. You can pretty much go in with any purple shampoo. Purple shampoo's purpose is just to take out any brassiness of the hair temporarily. So I will go in with a toner, but I always like to hit the hair with some purple shampoo just to take out some of that extra brassiness and then go in with a more permanent approach. All right, so now we're going in with the toner. Now, I sometimes get this question with clients on whether or not you have to use a toner, and I just want to break down the reason why toner is very important. When we lift the hair, so when we put bleach on the hair, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, you're gonna lift warm. So you're gonna have that yellow, you're going to have that orange. And a lot of times, no one wants the yellow or the orange. And so what a toner does is it shifts that tone from the yellows and the orange to maybe a brownish, or maybe a, something a little bit more cool, maybe something more ashy, something more beige. It really depends on where you're going with that. But a toner is very important because without it, you will stay very yellow. So the toner that I'm adding to her hair is actually Color Touch by Wella. I mixed 9-0, 8-81, and a little bit of 8-01. I'm applying this all over, and you can already see that very brassy tones are turning a little bit more on the brownish side, a little bit more caramel. I let that sit for about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to go in, rinse everything out, and start the conditioning and styling process. So what I'm using now is the Wella Nutri Curls line. I love this line. This line is very concentrated, yet it is not too heavy. So if you feel like your hair needs that extra hydration, but you don't want it weighed down, this is the perfect middle ground. And I'm just gonna do the first section here. I'm going in with the wet brush, making sure everything is nice and detangled and saturated. Then I'm gonna add the Curl Balm, also by the Wella Nutri Curl line. If you want to see something that's more in-depth, I do have a completely in-depth guide of exactly what you should be doing to style your own curls or your client's curls at the sink or in the shower, and I'll link it above where you can watch that video. So after I fully styled her, I went ahead and diffused with my Curly Co Diffuser. I went in on medium heat, high speed, and diffused for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I allowed her to sit underneath the Deva dryer, which is the big green hooded dryer behind her, for the rest of the way. All right, so these are the results. She's so funny. And as you can see, the curls look amazing. They look defined, they look juicy, and most of all, we have those beautiful pops of caramel ribbons within her curls. Thank you guys so much for watching.